How's it going, lovely people? I hope you're having a great day and welcome to Dan Guitar, where you'll find fun, easy to follow lessons for the beginner guitarist. Now I'm going to show you a really beginner friendly song today by Green Day, and it's called Brain Stew. It's a great song for beginners because it only contains 5 chords, 4 of which use the same shape. So without further ado, let's jump in and I'm going to show you how to play this. Okay, so the first thing to consider before playing this tune is the tuning. So it's actually tuned down half a step. So if you want to play along with the original, make sure the tuning is as follows. So string 6 is E flat, 5 is A flat, 4 is D flat, 3 is G flat, 2 is B flat, and 1 is E flat. So the first chord that we're going to apply is an A power chord. We're going to place our first finger onto the 5th fret of the E string, our 3rd finger on the 7th fret of the A string, and then our little finger on the 7th fret of the D string. Keeping our wrist nice and loose, we're going to apply 2 down strums on that chord. Now in between the strums, when we're changing chords, make sure that you cover the strings with your right hand, because we want to make sure there's no sound coming out of the guitar at this point in between the chord changes. So we have a whole beat rest in between, rest. And then I've just moved that same shape down to fret 3, so it becomes a G power chord. So we've got A, G, and then we're going to move it 1 fret behind, so that's fret 2. So we've got A, rest, G, rest, G flat, rest, and then we're going to apply the same shape on fret 1, so that makes it an F power chord, and then an E power chord, so that's the 2nd fret of the A string, 2nd fret of the D string. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So between the F and the E chord, we play on adjacent beats, so we just have one beat on F, 1 beat on E flat. So there's no rest in between. So we've got and that's pretty much it. Now there is a variation of the same part. When the song starts to build up, there's more of a percussive part that comes in, where in between the rests, in between the chord changes, we actually carry on strumming with the right hand. So you'll hear that muting sound in between. What I do to achieve that is I release the pressure on my left hand to ensure that my fingers are still on the strings, but there's no pressure applied on the chord, which provides you with that percussive sound when you combine that with the strumming hand. So the way to describe that is down, up this time. I would go down, up, chuck, 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 chuck. So down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. So the first 2 strums are applied, the pressure is applied, and then we release the pressure in between. Then do the same thing on the G chord, on the G power chord. G flat. Then only two muted strums in between F. So that's down, up. And then we're going to do the same thing on the E. So we've got So in order to achieve that muting sound with the last chord, the E power chord, you're going to need to actually use the left hand fingers, the 3rd and the 4th finger, to ensure that you can mute the strings. Where before we have the first finger we're able to release the pressure there, and all of the fingers will then help us mute that sound in between the chord changes. With the E power chord, we're going to need to assist that muting by just placing these fingers lightly over the strings, because this chord only has these 2 fingers applied. So we get that effect by assisting the mute with these two fingers as well. So again. Thank you for tuning in, everyone. I hope that was useful. That was my tutorial on Brain Stew by Green Day. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe, because I'm going to be providing many more easy to follow tutorials. As always, have a lovely day.